Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that share button, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right? Today we're going to be talking about, does love really exist? And the reason why I'm making this video is because when I go through the comment section, I'm getting a lot of requests for dating questions that people want to know about dating women. All right? And I kind of feel like, based off the questions that people are asking, they like the red pill knowledge, but they just may not be built for it. There's still a nice guy trying to come out of the beta guy phase, but you seem to be stuck in the beta guy phase. All right, I'm gonna break this thing down to you because a lot of you out there still believe that love exists. So I'm gonna paint this out as clear as possible when it comes down, does love really exist? All right? What you need to understand about love. Love exists, but if you love, love's not going to love you back. All right? In other words, in order for love to work in your favor, you got to be the person that's not in love. That's how it is. See, people fall in love with desirements. They fall in love with mystery. The mystery creates desirement. Desirement creates love. So in every relationship, there's always one person that loves the other person more. And the person who loves more is willing to accept all the negativity from that person, while the other person gives you the brutally honest truth. You can never be honest with them. So if you love a woman, you can never be honest with her, and you have to accept everything she gives to you. That's how that works. But when a woman loves a man, typically that man doesn't equally love her back. So she accepts all the negativity from him. This is why you have those relationships where you say, how could she be with him and he's treating her bad? It's the same thing with a lot of you beta males. How could you continue to be with her and she was treating you bad? Because you were in love. When you're in love, love is blind. So what you're actually seeking out there in the world is a fairy tale that you were taught. Once you understand the brutally honest truth on how love works, it's more of a business than it's actually a fairy tale filled with happiness. You have to understand, there's nobody in the world that's going to completely fulfill all your least requirements that you have. In other words, in order for you to have a perfect, harmonious relationship, you have to be with a woman that's good at all of your flaws. And you have to be a man that's good at all of her flaws. That way you counteract each other. It doesn't work that way. That's what love has you believing, is that you're going to meet someone that can complete all these tasks that are required of your personality. See, men have different personalities too at times of their life. It's not like women. Women have 5 personalities throughout the day. There's not one man that could possibly adjust to all 5 of her personalities. It's the same thing with a man. You're not going to meet a woman that just completely can pick up where can actually offset all your flaws. See, let me explain to you what you need to understand about today's dating. Today's dating, romantic relationships, marriages are completely ruined. And I'm going to go ahead and break it down to you why the modern day relationship is completely ruined. You have to look at it from this angle. Okay, imagine if you could wake up and just get everything you wanted immediately. You wanted money, you get it. You wanted a car, you get it. Whatever in life you think you want that's going to make you happy, imagine if you could wake up and get anything you want. Would you appreciate it? No, you wouldn't appreciate it, because studies have shown people only appreciate things that are challenges that they have to work for. So what you have to understand is, it's just like my video on success. When I showed you how success is just a game, dating is just a game too. all right? But women have cheat codes in this game. She doesn't really have to work for what she's promised because of the molding of the man's brain. The man is taught to pursue the woman. So a woman has a cheat code whenever it comes to dating. She gets to choose any guy she wants. This is why guys are in her DM. This is why she has hundreds of guys to choose from. Being that she has so many guys to choose from, she has a different variety of guys to choose from. Rich, poor, fat, good looking, not good looking. Different variety that she raises her expectations on the type of guy that she could be with. But her expectations is typically a guy who is a fictional character that doesn't exist. She wants a good-looking, tall guy that'll be a gentleman to her at all times. Women never find that. They normally get a guy that's halfway there, and then he turns out to be a simp. He doesn't normally turn out to be the strong guy that she's expecting out of him. But what you have to understand, when a woman is using her cheat code, it's just like a video game. If you was to get a cheat code and continue to play the last guy, every time you got in the game, you played the last guy, you wouldn't want to play the game no more because there's no purpose. It's the same thing with women. They don't want to really be with all of these guys because there's no purpose. The games give it to them. They don't want to play the game anymore. So they just enjoy the attention, but they still have no purpose to be in a relationship with these guys. But they go for the guy that gives them the challenge because it gives her a purpose now. It gives her a reason to chase something. Now she has a guy that's not coming at her or talking to her the same way as the other 95% of guys. So women, they start falling in love with mystery. Then their mystery turns into desirement. As long as he keeps that desirement up, then they'll turn into love. Women can fall in love with men just based off of her not communicating with them. But what you also have going on in today's world is you have a lot of guys, them 95% of guys that don't challenge the woman, they don't get the girl, they got a cheat code too. And they go home and they log into their favorite website every night and they go to their cheat code. And their cheat code gives them a release that makes them feel good because they can visualize it. So they use this cheat code every single night, over and over and over and over and over again. Now there's no reason to play the game. See, you have to understand, this is the demise of the relationship falling in front of you. They did a study with rats that if a rat pulled the lever inside the box, a piece of smoke would come out and it would release dopamine throughout the rat's body. So they put the rat inside the cage with toys and the lever. Once the rat figured out they could pull the lever and smell the smoke, and then the dopamine makes it feel good, all the rat did was sit in there and keep pulling the lever. They put the food in there. It didn't affect him. He kept pulling the lever. They put toys in there. It didn't affect him. He kept pulling the lever. The rat kept pulling the lever to feel good that it starved itself to death because it just kept feeling good. There was no reason for it to move and there was no reason for it to do anything. But the expectations of gratification just kept getting higher and higher and higher. The gratification that came from the smoke wasn't in the food. So you have to understand in life, the more you log on to that website to give yourself the release, and you do it over and over and over again, and it starts making you feel good and your body's releasing dopamine, now your expectations of a woman goes higher. It has to match what you've been logging into the computer. This is why you have IG models that can go and say, send me $5 to my Cash App. And there's a blue pill on the other side that's willing to donate that money to her Cash App because she actually looks like his expectations, because he's been logging into the computer and her and the girl he's been using to release himself look the same. So that's where his standards are. And this is why Instagram models have become the new thing, and all the girls are trying to mimic these type of women because men expectations of a woman are the same as on that site. But men look at women like that and degrade them, but their visuals are still programmed for it. All the women in today's world are trying to do is adjust themselves to what a man expectations, visualizations have been programmed for, because he's been logging on to that site. And this is what has killed relationships. It's the simple fact that your expectations of what you want out of a woman to love is unrealistic, just like a woman expectations of what she wants out of a man. This type of transformation has been messing with the dating world for the past 15 years, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Each generation is getting worse and worse and worse. The best thing for you to do is to play that game of life. Remove your emotions. All of you out here who want all this dating advice on what to do, you know what you're telling me? You're not taking enough red pill. You're taking them strawberry jelly beans, and I told you about them strawberry jelly beans. I keep telling y'all that a lot of these dating coaches out here, they giving y'all strawberry jelly beans. They just massaging your shoulders of insecurity, telling you things that make you want to feel good. You know all your dating answers already. You know what's out there in the wild, wild west. But what do you know about yourself that you need to fix? Because once you fix yourself, and once you go chase your dream and actually go through that disciplinary action, do some retention, take some time, correct yourself, go mental. Go mental. All your questions will be answered. This is Anthony Spade. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hasta la vista.